All right, hello everyone. You're listening to a very special Area 506 episode of the Strange Greeks podcast.
Who are we sitting with, Therese?
We're sitting with Brett from the Glorious Sons.
Are you excited?
I'm pretty excited. I'm trying not to freak out.
I'm freaking out.
You're freaking out?
Brock's freaking out.
I'm like, be cool. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for letting us hang out here.
Of course.
Glamorous trailer.
Of course.
So have you guys, is this your first time playing in St. John?
Yeah.
You played in Moncton though before.
Moncton and Fredericton, and then other places out east here.
Right.
But, yeah.
We're all the last stop. Save the best for last.
Yeah.
How many? Is this a smaller?
No, we're actually bigger. We're bigger than Fredericton.
Okay.
And Moncton just beat us recently for being the biggest city in New Brunswick.
People call us like a little Halifax.
Yeah, like a detoxed Halifax.
Detoxed Halifax.
Yeah,
less pizza though.
Less pizza.
I like the looks of the city. It's nice. It's very
Come
beautiful.
along a lot in the last like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
I think a lot of like people like our age have kind of said like, hey, there's things that we need here, like better cafes and better music venues and like restaurants and things, and we don't want to live here and have to move away if you don't bring it. So build it and they will come. And it seems it's like this festival. We're on year 3, and last year we had lots of different budgets for Canada 150, and this year it's all about people have to like live music and take a chance, because most of the time they've never been able to see, like they would never be able to see Glorious Sons at Harbour Station. Like that stuff like that doesn't really happen here. Maybe like a theater show, but usually we're traveling 4 or 5 hours out of the city to go to a show, and sometimes more, like 10-12 hours to go to Montreal or go to Portland or Boston to actually see some of the bands you want to see. So I'm really, really like thrilled that you guys decided to play Area 506. I know we were like, when we were doing the program, we were like, can we get Glorious Sons? Do you think we can?
I was super anxious. I was at a wedding in Nova Scotia last night, and I'm like, when I found out you guys were playing, I'm like,
she was on the ferry today from Digby to get here.
And I was like, if I miss the Glorious Sons, and if they're, I'm like, damn it. I'm glad. Yes, I'm glad I made it. So
where's Digby?
Digby is it's kind of at the tip of Nova Scotia, so it's like about a 2.5 hour ferry ride from here to there.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of fish.
Cool.
Yeah,
it's a fishing town.
Yeah, definitely.
Salty.
Lots of boats and stuff like that. Very Maritimes.
Cool.
Yeah. So you guys have had a pretty busy summer. You guys have been kind of touring all over the place. I guess can you tell us a little bit about you guys?
Well, you know what? We actually just got off of a 3-week break, which was fantastic because it was our first real break since February. After Christmas we toured the States a few times, toured Australia, toured Europe, I don't know that we toured Canada, but we played a bunch of shows in Canada. It's just been kind of a pretty we've gotten a lot of momentum since we released our last album, and we've just kind of been trying to hang on for our lives.
Right.
Well, it happens. So it was nice to get that break. I did some fishing back home, freshwater fishing.
Right.
And hung out with my friends and relaxed and rented a cottage.
Awesome.
And now it's kind of time to get back and do what we were put on this earth to do.
You guys had recently played a really big show. You guys opened up for the Rolling Stones, correct? Yeah, that was a big deal. I guess, can you tell? I was just really curious about kind of how that came about, because I noticed you guys just posted this really vague text message on Instagram, and I was like, what? Yeah, it was what? It was like, did you know? Rolling fucking Stones, call me now, or something like that. And I was just like, what's going on? Oh my god.
Well, that morning, I was in bed, and my manager kept calling me, and I was didn't want to talk to him that day, because we're pretty good friends, and we can talk for hours and hours and be just as confused by the end of the conversation as we were at the start of it. It's a ridiculous friendship. I was like, I don't want to talk about music today. Then I got this message, the Rolling fucking Stones, and I looked at it, and I was like, I wonder what that could mean. And I called him, and he was pretty excited, to say the least. I think he opened the conversation with, "Who's your man?" I got it, and I think my mom called after that, because he'd already called my brother, and it was a big thing. Everybody was really excited. My mom was probably the most excited. My mom and my brother Jay, who's in the band. But then we got there, and it was fast, and it was amazing, and it was great. I mean, 60,000 people is a lot of people, and you don't really realize how many people that is until you're sitting out on a stage, and you can't even make out, like, a body line from where you're playing. So that was pretty incredible. But it happened so fast. We were on a plane home the next morning. Probably, like, the most gratifying part of it was I was walking around, like, you know, the equivalent of just a tourist area in Marseille afterward, eating ice cream, just walking around, and people were stopping me and telling us how good of a show we did in Marseille. So that was, like, a very nice, you know, moment, and me trying to, like, speak broken fake French to them that I actually don't really know how to speak at all, and and them trying to understand me. It was just a nice little thing. But I mean, it was pretty cool. I can't complain. It's truly an honor and an experience that most people don't get to have. But we don't feel different, you know. Nothing changes. I mean, I'd like to open for them again. You know, whoever we open for, we want to kick their asses, and we want to play better than them. We want to steal all their fans, and we want to, you know, we want to be friendly with them and maybe, you know, learn something from them. But I mean, it's just another small step in a very large journey we plan on taking.
Right. Are you a Rolling Stones fan?
Yeah.
So that must have been pretty crazy, like going up to your
Well, yeah. I mean, that
trying
part.
to updo Mick Jagger.
Well, you have to try.
You can't just. You gotta
I mean,
put the
yeah.
effort, right?
I looked at him backstage because we met them for like 60 seconds, and I looked at him and thought to myself, how the fuck is this guy going to do what I just did? And then he went out there and he did it, and he was probably better than me that night. Hey, I'm Brett Emmons from the Glorious Sons, here to remind you to keep it strange.